What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish podcast with myself, Alfie, and Ollie, and Harry. Hello,
Yo.
boys.
Hello.
What's good? How is everybody?
Very well, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. Just trying to get to grips with all the football at the moment, with all these postponements and rescheduled games coming up. It's a bit of a ball ache. I wish teams could just stop cheating, boys.
Basically.
Getting these games postponed, it's a pain in the arse. But yeah, it was a so week of football, I'd say. Some games were good, some games were bad. It was looking promising, being a great weekend with the Palace-Brighton game, and then obviously, come the last 5-10 minutes of the game, we completely fucked it up, and we got away with a point. I think it's fair to say, because we were pretty awful throughout the game. So it would have been stealing 3 points 100%, but I'll take it. The team that just drew with Chelsea, I'll take it. But yeah. Where do we want to start, boy? Obviously, we're going to do a bit of a reviewing of the football last week, and then we'll get on to some previewing of the football this week. Actually, I guess there's one thing we should probably talk about quickly before we start, and is the Rafa Benitez firing, boys. Obviously, Finally Benitez is gone. Only a week or so after they sold Lucas Digne, one of their best players, to Aston Villa, because Rafa Benitez didn't want him and he didn't want to be there. So, just another example of Everton's incompetence, which... if anyone's interested, you will be able to see on World in Sport, because I'm writing an article on it, and it will be out in a few days. So check that out. A little plug. But yeah, it was a bit. What do you guys think? Obviously, it was coming, right? I mean, they just lost 2-1 to Norwich, which is, you can't be doing that. They're 16th, I believe, in the Premier League right now. 16th. Genuine 6 points off the drop. A genuine threat of relegation right now if they don't get their shit together. Obviously, big Duncan Ferguson's taken over with Leighton Baines, and it's looking like I've seen Lampard and Cannavaro have interviewed for the job, boys, so far, and Rooney is expected to interview as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna pass it over to you guys quickly. What do you make of the Rafa firing?
Yeah, it makes sense, really.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
lucky it didn't happen a couple of weeks before that. I think he bought himself a little bit of time with that result against Arsenal, but he was very lucky he didn't get fired before that, really. But it's just gone from bad to worse, I think, for him.
Yeah, I mean they've only won one in their last 5, and they've just looked awful, haven't they? Like losing to Norwich, like we were saying, and then
The fact they didn't start Richarlison just said it all. I'd have sacked him before the game if I'd seen Richarlison wasn't starting.
Yeah, I don't know how you know Richarlison. And the goal he scored as well was outrageous. That Bicey was fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. Like he's just... They're in a bit of a predicament right now, because I guess we're starting with the Everton game, fuck it. They're a bit of a predicament right now because they've built a team in Rafa's image, and now they don't have Rafa.
Yeah.
They're going to struggle to get... I know they were struggling anyway, but with the system, maybe Duncan Ferguson, that you do get that new manager boost, and especially when it's with a club legend like what Duncan Ferguson is to Everton. It can be a boost, but who have they got this week? They've got at home to Villa, which is not an easy one. They've got to face, obviously. Well, I guess they hate him. I guess they hate Steven Gerrard, Everton fans.
Of course, yeah.
Of
course,
definitely.
And they like Coutinho as well.
And they hate Coutinho, and I think it's hard to tell. If they still had Rafa, I'd be like, Villa are going to walk all over these guys. But you just never know, right? With that boost of the Duncan Ferguson impact. I think Calvert-Lewin's back now, right? I believe.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, like they got Takure, obviously. Richarlison's back. So yeah, you never know, man. Everton could bounce back with a huge win.
Our predictions from the beginning of the season are finally coming true, because we did say that Everton are going to be absolutely trash this year, and then for the first month or so they were pulling the wool over our eyes and getting a couple of results, and they were flirting with the
well,
the
I don't
top
think anyone
5.
expected Townsend to play well for longer than a month.
Yeah, and Damari Gray.
It just doesn't happen. Yeah.
That's true.
Which is painful for us as a pro Everton podcast. It's painful to see this kind of
obviously, yeah, big pro Everton podcast. But yeah, no, it's interesting, because obviously they're going to need this. If they can win, then they can go tied on points with Leeds, which, like, if you're looking at how Leeds are right now, that's pretty awful. But if they don't win, they won't go any further down. But Watford or someone like that get a result, they're just looming towards that relegation zone, and it's just not pretty, man. It's not pretty. I don't see it. I don't see an escape of Everton getting anything higher than maybe like 13th, 14th this season if they really, if they push it.
Yeah.
But it would be funny if they got relegated. No, because we're pro Everton, so we don't want that to happen. But it would be funny.
For sure.
Imagine Everton in the Championship, which was never happened. Not
Second
since 19.
Second longest Premier League tenure.
Last time they were relegated was 1950-1951 season.
Bloody hell.
That's the research for the article right there, boys, in the noggin. But yeah, no, it's a bit of a shambles in Liverpool right now. I guess you could say almost in both sides of the camp. Just in terms of football, Liverpool playing well, but they are just moving mad. Klopp trying to cheat his way out of everything, not signing Mo Salah to a new contract yet, potentially letting him walk. Like, I don't know. It's a bit of a mammal. They did absolutely hammer Brentford, who got back-to-back hammerings of 3-0 against Liverpool and then a 3-1 against Man United. Yeah, things not looking too pretty. Did you guys catch the Liverpool Brentford game at all?
Saw bits of it, yeah.
Yeah, bits of it. They're looking strong. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain getting on the score sheet. Obviously, Minamino getting on the score sheet after his absolute howler against Arsenal. In the Carabao Cup. Like, honestly,
so bad.
I forgot that he was like a player that people rated. But then I was like I think I said in the group chat, I was like, I think people only rated him because he played with Haaland at Salzburg.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you do otherwise. Because he's been.
I think he was like labelled as someone with potential, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't remember him, unless it's just me being oblivious to that league. I don't remember him being anything crazy. Haaland was the main name there, obviously.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
But looking now, he was like 25 when they signed him, so it might just be like a Lingard situation where he's consistently considered a youngster his whole career.
Minamino's 25. Well, he was 25.
He was 25 when they signed him. He's 27 now. Yeah.
I thought he was like 18.
27.
Yeah,
he's
I know,
27,
right,
bro.
Yeah, he's older than us.
Oh my god.
That's nuts.
Oh my god, that is nuts. But yeah, fucking Liverpool getting back on it. Obviously, it was looking like there was a potential chance for people to catch City up. I thought they may drop points at Chelsea, but then that just didn't happen.
I think it's gone now, isn't it?
It's done. They're on 56, and Liverpool in second with 45, then Chelsea on 44. Interesting fact, did you know, boys, that Frank Lampard got sacked being 11 points off the leaders, and now they are 12 points off the leaders?
There is actually, I've seen a couple of rumours that is Tuchel going to be sacked.
If they do that, then they're fucking idiots. Because who are they going to get back in?
Yeah, I don't know why they would, but
they're running out of managers. They're running out of managers to hire that haven't already been at the club.
100%, and
Nagelsmann,
Chelsea
maybe?
are a bit of a revolving door for managers. Like a lot of sort of these clubs have been over the last sort of 10 years, but Chelsea are quite notorious for that sort of thing. They never have a manager for that long.
No.
Who's their longest serving manager? What, Mourinho for a couple of years?
Probably Mourinho, yeah. I would imagine it would be
in the more modern era, anyway.
3 or 4 years, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mid-noughties, I guess.
Yeah. Because then he went to Inter after that, didn't he? After Chelsea, Inter, then Real Madrid, I think. And then back to Chelsea, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Chelsea, they're bottling it at the moment, man. They've got 1 win in their last 5. Like,
I don't know why. I think the problem is it keeps rotating the centre midfield. They're getting no stability because, well, obviously Kante's playing a lot, but half the games you're playing Jorginho, half the games you're playing Kovacic, and they're not like for like.
No, not at all.
You're going to get they have different qualities about them, like.
Yeah, and even that front three as well. They're just interchanging that front three consistently. Like sometimes you're having Ziyech start, then you're having Havertz start, Pulisic, Mount, Hudson-Odoi is somehow getting a look in this team when he's been.
There doesn't seem to be much consistency.
They're at their best when they're not playing one of their out-and-out strikers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And we do have to say
they got Mount in the false 9 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But and Lukaku's just can't hit a barn door for nothing, mate. Right now, like
just as I thought he was on the way back, he scored like 1 or 2 goals, and then haven't seen him since. He's been missing.
No, he's just not been doing it. But I mean, we have to take into account they have lost Chilwell and Reece James, 2 of their most important players in their team, like going forward.
Bad that they're your best attackers.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like Reece James is their top goal scorers have got is Jorginho, right? Still.
Bloody hell.
6.
Right,
I guess it's because he takes penalties. Yeah.
He takes pens. Yeah.
It doesn't do anything else.
And they got a back 3 that's just can't stay healthy. Don't know where Christensen's gone. He's just not getting a game at the moment.
He started this season really well.
Yeah, It must be injured. Looking now, actually, they didn't have a defender on the bench against City.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, bloody hell, that is bad. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then you look at the players that you look at the defenders they recently got rid of literally in the summer. Tomori, Gay, that's the only two I can name. Well, Livramento, I suppose they got rid of as well, who could have actually done a job down that left. He's been fantastic at Southampton this season.
Yeah.
Could have done a job down that left, but we know Marcus Alonso is good going forward, but going back, he leaves a lot to be desired. So, yeah, I mean, as you know, I still think that they're a team that could go and win the Champions League because in a one-off hit game, like they definitely can just win. Do you know what I mean? But it's evident over a 38-game season, they're just not being. They just no one right now can keep up with Man City.
No.
Their squad depth is just too much. Like, and Pep's got them playing like mad. I mean, they're starting Phil Foden up front, and they're smashing. I mean, obviously Foden's a class player, but you know, they don't have a recognised striker. We can't keep, you know, but that is because they just don't. They aren't signing one. It's not like they've got injuries or something. They're elected to play that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't
They
know.
really don't need one. They don't need one.
If they do get one, if they get Haaland, mate, it's all fucking over.
Yeah,
Right off the next 5 years, or even longer, because that's it. We might as well just give them the Premier Leagues now.
Yeah.
Liverpool are going to fall off. Liverpool are really going to fall off. I've got a feeling.
That happens will become an NFL podcast.
Yeah. We'll do NFL and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fine. Ollie can just sort of sit around and be like, you can inject some F1 talk.
You can learn.
Yeah, you can learn. But yeah, no, you have to be a Packers fan then. Yeah, no, the top four race is the thing that is saving this league at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, because the relegation battle's a bit boring. It's basically between Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich, Watford, and maybe at a stretch Everton and Leeds. But that top four battle with realistically you've got United, Arsenal, Tottenham, and West Ham. And Wolves maybe if they just go on a bit of a mad one. Wolves they could scrape themselves back into it. If the other teams don't keep going. Obviously, Ollie, how are you feeling about your boys right now? With their obviously, you know, you won 4 or 5 on the bounce, I think it was, and then picked up that loss. Obviously against who was it against?
City.
That was it. Yeah, you picked up that loss. That was your last game. That feels like ages ago.
No. I'm not too worried about it. We've got 2 games in hand at the moment against West Ham, who are only 2 points ahead of us. So I've got that going for me at the moment. Obviously Tottenham have got 1 game in hand. Tottenham have got 1 game in hand against us, which means they've got 3 against West Ham. So that's a little bit concerning. But I don't think that. Like Conte's, he's doing a job because in the sense that he's not losing games. He's staying unbeaten or whatever. But they're not playing amazing football. Yeah, they are really boring.
They get in there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're not playing like hugely like amazing football and stuff like that. And I think with obviously when AFCON's over and stuff like that, and when we've got hopefully more of this COVID situation out the way, and there's not as many games being postponed and stuff, then hopefully we can get back firing on all cylinders and stuff. But I'm not too concerned at the moment. Obviously, we've still got we're only just over halfway through the season, so there's still a long way to go, and hopefully we can just maintain this and keep it up. Really, yet to make any signings in January. Hopefully, we do make some in the next 11 days, but who knows at the moment, really. Yeah.
Well, you've had Kolasinac and looks like Pablo Mari's going to go. I know Kolasinac has been confirmed. Obviously, Pablo Mari looks like he's going to go out.
Yeah. That's good because I'm pretty happy for them to go because, as I say, we don't really need or play them. Yeah. So it is what it is with them. But I'd start to bring someone in. Yeah,
definitely. I think, what was it, Arthur from Juventus and Valovic?
Those are the 2 main names at the moment, I think, yeah.
Be interesting if you get one of them. Arthur, I feel like that might just be a desperation move to pack out the midfield a bit because he hasn't been particularly great over the last few seasons.
No, I hear you with that because our midfield is, attacking wise, our midfield's quite decent. We've got a lot of youngsters in there, but they're pretty decent. But sort of CDM, we've only really got 3 players to pick from: Lokonga, Partey, and Xhaka. And Xhaka's just unreliable as fuck. Partey's a bit more reliable, but obviously he's at AFCON at the moment. Lokonga's not supposed to be playing as much as he is.
He's back now, though, isn't he? Partey, because they've been knocked out.
Yeah,
so he'll be back, and Ayew will be back. Probably same.
Yeah, obviously Lokonga's shouldn't be playing as much as he is. He wasn't planned to be played as much as he is, but I don't think he's doing badly at the moment by any means. So I'd like to strengthen that CDM position a bit more, give it a bit more depth to it. But yeah, it just sucks that we signed Xhaka to a new contract. But we should have just let him go.
Yeah, it's a tough one because he's just I don't know. He's just an idiot, isn't he? Like, it's baffling how he just. I don't think he gives a shit. I'll be honest. Like, he can't care because his actions say otherwise. Like, he has no respect for the fans or the manager.
I don't understand why he signed a new contract. If he's
money, isn't it?
Yeah, it just winds
he probably
me
likes
up.
living in London, man.
We obviously we had this conversation the other day in the group chat about obviously I think there's a bit of lack of discipline or a lack of respect from some of the older players towards maybe Arteta or some of a couple of the coaching staff or whatever. And I do think that it tends to be the older players like Aubameyang, like Xhaka that we're having issues with, that clearly think that they're either bigger or better than the club, or they just don't have the same sort of respect that these youngsters have for Arteta and what sort of he's doing. And it seems to be the youngsters that are sort of carrying the team at the moment. That's why we've got the youngest team in the league. Average age of 23 or whatever, like ridiculously young. But at least they're all getting the minutes.
Did any of your players play with Arteta when he was at Arsenal? Has anyone been there long enough?
Not now.
No.
I would say maybe Bellerin at a push, but he's gone now.
But
yeah.
I'm not even
He's
sure
only
if
on
he
loan.
was there. Yeah.
Fuck, I thought he got
Hertha Berlin, isn't he?
No, Real Betis.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, they're actually doing pretty well in the Serie A right now. But yeah, no, I think with the young, La Liga. Yeah, I was watching a Tifo.
Sort it out, mate.
Yeah, I was watching before my lecture before this. I was watching a Tifo podcast on the Serie A and how mental it is at the moment. It's wicked, man. AC Milan back, they're second, fighting for the Serie A. It's kind of crazy.
Nice.
Like, with Inter, Juventus are fifth. It's kind of mad, but yeah, no. I think what I was about to say is that I think Arteta has put a lot of these kids on, right? Like, he's given Saka has he given Saka his chance, or was that Emery?
I think
Emery,
it was maybe Emery gave him the sort of initial run Arteta's
become a mainstay
to push
under
it,
Arteta, and then obviously Emil Smith Rowe. He brought in Erdegaard, he brought in Lokonga. These young players that will have some sort of affinity with Arteta because he gave them their chance. Whereas you've got these entitled players like your Xhakas, like your Aubameyangs, to a degree, like your Kolasinac's, those kind of guys. But I don't really think he's too much of a problem, really.
No,
he's just not very good.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
but
on the security team.
Yeah, exactly. But he's off to Marseille now, so I'm sure he'll be brawling some fans anytime soon with the way the Liga is going.
Scuffing.
Yeah, just scuffing every game. But yeah, no, it's an interesting time. This top four race is going to be fantastic, man. I am rooting for either one of West Ham or Arsenal to make it, because I just think it would be fun to see. It'd definitely be fun to see West Ham get it. That'd be insane. Get top four. That'd be wicked. And sort of the players that they could bring in. I mean, they'd have to. I'm assuming they'd be either English or Eastern European, because that's the only players that they sort of sign at the moment. But get some real good quality ones. What else has been happening, boys? What else has been happening? United. We'll probably talk about a bit United, shouldn't we? It's a shame Bardell didn't make it on today, because we could have been bantering him about the Aston Villa game, but then got him, his gloating about the Brentford game and how good. Obviously, he's talking about Rashford last week, and obviously he scored an absolute screamer last night. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a belter. But then someone who's revived their form over the last two games is that man, Bruno Fernandes. He's 2 goals and two assists in his last 2 games. It's been fantastic. Obviously scored the 2 against Villa, with obviously that man Philippe Coutinho on his debut for Villa getting the equaliser. Good bit of play. He looks settled already in that Villa team, which is quite a scary thing for the teams around them. If he gets firing with that, like Jacob Ramsey as well, looking good. But yeah, United, man, obviously looking much better. Ronaldo, I don't know if you guys saw, but Ronaldo and obviously Rangnick having a little chat. after
very
Ronaldo had
happy.
a little bit of a strop about coming off. But then it's hard to have a strop about coming off, and then when the person that comes on for you scores an amazing goal like Marcus Rashford did, it's a bit of a tough one. But yeah, and then
it's for Ronaldo. It's just one of those things. He's not used to that sort of thing. He's not used to being taken off and replaced and stuff like that. And I'm not sure how long that he'll actually be at United for. I don't think he's here for much longer. Obviously, he's getting oldish now anyway. But yeah, I just don't think he'll want to stick around if Ragnick's going to be there for a while.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, I guess he's going to be there for this month, and then he's obviously as a what is it? He's being a consultant. That's it, a consultant thing. But yeah, I don't think. I think he'll be there for another season. I think he'll be there this year, next year, and I think he might move on after that. He said he wants to play into his 40s, but then I don't think he's going to be able to play into his 40s in the Premier League.
Go back to Lisbon or MLS or something.
Yeah, that would be pretty mad. The only thing I would rate him is going back to Lisbon. But if he's going to do something, he should maybe go to the Bundesliga. I feel like that's the only big league he's not been in.
I'd like to see him and Messi go to the MLS and play on the same team together and just destroy the MLS. That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, that would put into perspective just how
it's
shit
just
the MLS is.
It's just the MLS. So everyone's and obviously the Americans will lap that up. They'll pay
that's true.
way over the odds for that.
We got the best players in the world.
Yeah, go to Inter Miami.
Go
to Inter Miami and play under Beckham, and then they'll be lapping it up.
Yeah, they would actually smash it over there as well. And then you look at them right now, and neither of them are smashing it in actual professional football. If we're going to be honest.
But apparently, Messi was the best player in the world last year.
Insane.
Apparently.
Insane. Like I it's one of those things where like you do love that you can't but love the fact that we've been alive during the careers of Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Like that is a blessing in itself for people that love football. But fuck me, am I happy for them to retire now? To get all this bullshit like stigma thing around them of like they're just the best two, because they're just not the best two players in the world at the moment. Like Mo Salah or Lewandowski should have won that award, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah.
I know Jorginho's good and all that, but how the fuck he's still in that conversation? He is good. He is good because like he is
He's not worthy of being anywhere near the Ballon d'Or shortlist.
No, he's not. But he is a very good player. Like in terms of, like he is in the engine room of the team that won the Euros and the Champions League. Like he is very important to the teams that he's in. But he's not like
I think that
a top 3, top 5 player in the world. Like there's no chance of that.
No, but he's not the best player.
Get in the Chelsea team half the time.
Yeah, no, he's not the best player in the Chelsea team. Like
either team.
No, that's true. Yeah, but he, obviously, I don't know what it. He's good, isn't it? But he just I don't see it. Like I'll be honest, like I don't watch Chelsea. I suppose I don't really watch Chelsea week in week out. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit someone that is playing better than Jorginho right now. I have to say, it's Fred. That man is bossing up midfield at the moment for Man United somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and McTominay, he was really good against Brentford last night before he picked up his injury, which is a bit of a shame because he was playing really, really well. And one kid that, Anthony Alenga, guys, the youngster who's actually been smashing it for me on my Man United FM career mode, impact sub off the bench. But yeah, he got his first goal, I want to say, for United. I might be bullshitting, but it was a really well taken goal. Obviously, Rangnick spoke very highly about him since he's come in, and obviously rates him very high. But yeah, fair play to him. I think United have got who have they got next? They got West Ham at home. That's going to be a belter of a game.
That will be good.
That is going to be a belter of a game. Both teams can't defend for shit, so it should be quite funny to see how that goes. But Everton, West Ham turn it on and off though. Some days they're looking good in defence, they'll keep a clean sheet, and then Leeds will happen.
They were pretty stinky against Leeds.
They were stinky against Leeds, yeah, they were. And Leeds weren't particularly great, if we're going to be honest. Like, they really weren't. But Jack Harrison obviously getting his 3 goals. Like, fair play to Jack Harrison. He was amazing last year for them and hasn't really kicked on this year. But yeah, he does. Getting that is fantastic. Newcastle still can't win to save their life, no matter who or how much money they spend, because it's I actually weren't here on the last podcast, but the summary of what we think the Chris Wood buy was for. It's just to take him away from Burnley. It's not because he's good or anything like that. It's just to take him away from Burnley. Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I suppose it gives them another option, though, Newcastle. And at this point of the season, given where they are in the league and the type of player they want to attract, he probably not going to get much better than Chris Wood. Whereas for Burnley, it's as much as they've lost the only man who's scored in double figures for the last 4 years for them.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting 25 million for Chris Wood, and like if they can replace, I know they're after Andy Carroll, who's
they're after
free again now.
Benteke as well.
Yeah, if they can get anyone like that for even half of what they got for Chris Wood, then they'll be laughing because they just slot him straight into the Chris Wood role. And
yeah,
obviously
Jesse
Lingard as well.
What Newcastle?
Burnley are going to stay up.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they don't replace Chris Wood with someone like, you know, because I know they're looking at obviously Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll could well go, but can he, like, you know, is he going to be the striker that can keep you up with what he's got to do in half a season, let alone a whole season? And then you've got Benteke, who he's been rumoured to be linked, and they wanted to pay 12 million for him. Benteke said he's not going. He's like, I would rather stay at Palace. Like, I'm not going to Burnley. Like,
no, you don't want to go. You don't want to live.
I don't want to lose him. I can't believe it. I do not want to lose Benteke. Not at this point. Not if it, you know, we don't know what's going on with Mateta, if he's coming or going. Apparently, he's got a potential loan move to St. Etienne in the books, but then apparently we're also like, we kind of want to keep him because, you know, the last few weeks he's been pretty decent for us. So yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit.
St. Etienne are in the bottom 3 at the moment.
Yeah, so I don't know why he'd want to fucking go. Stay with us, man. Yeah, I don't know. And then, but we're also, I don't know what's going on with the whole Aaron Ramsey thing, because one day I'm seeing that we're in talks with him, the next day I'm seeing we're not. Like, it's all a bit up in the air. If we can get him for the right amount of wages, I would love him on our team, but I just don't.
See Aaron Ramsey ending up like Max Mayer at your Palace. That sort of signing. Just get him on a free.
Although I think he'd be. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. In terms of form, I think he'd be way better for us than Max Meyer, whatever was. Because he still is a much better player than Max Meyer ever was now.
Yeah, and obviously he's got previous Premier League experience as well.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd have. Yeah, and we've got a better team around him now than Max Meyer did. He was just awful. I can't believe he had the number 7 shirt for so many years. It's just disgusting.
The thing is, he was quite a. He was a bit of a name at that point, thinking that he could really be sort of one of the next big things. And
hard when you got Roy Hodgson as your manager, though. Attacking player with Roy Hodgson as your manager is fucking hard. Yeah. It's hard to do stuff, but so credit, you know, we got to give him a bit of leeway, but it is tough. Obviously, yeah, we're coming off that draw with Brighton. Don't really want to talk about it, but you know, Jack Butland. I have to say, Jack Butland had after his howler against Millwall, which then he did actually end up, you know, having a good rest of the game in that Millwall game. It was very decent. Had an absolute blinder against Brighton. Saved the penalty, made numerous fantastic saves, and was just unfortunate that, you know, the Anderson own goal didn't go past the post and it went just on the inside of it. You know, it's one of them ones that's it's just when the dice ain't rolling for you. But apart from that, man, Jack Butland's been fantastic. I mean, I love Gaeta, but it's going to be tough for him to get, you know, back. He's younger, so you know, and he's getting more comfortable as it goes. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see Jack Butland back in the Premier League, boys. Who'd have thunk it? But I know we are also looking at Dean Henderson or Sam Johnson, for summer anyway, not for January. No. But I mean, either of those two, I would love to bring either of those two in to be our number one. That would be fantastic. H, I know you've got a lot of love for Sam Johnson. But yeah, and Dean Henderson, I footballing wise, yes, I would like him, but locker room wise, man, that dude is toxic. That's the man that's leaking bare shit from Man United's dressing room.
Was it?
Like, yeah, him and Marsh. No, it wasn't Marsh. It was him and someone else, because they don't want to be there. They've been leaking bare stuff about fucking the Man United, what's going on inside, and I don't really want that in my team, if I'm going to be honest with you. Just if things aren't going his way, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good mentality to have. But yeah, it's who we got next actually? Fucking Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, but they don't have Salah or Mane, so you never know. And it's at Selhurst Park, so you never know. We'll have our big
2.0.
We'll have big Jordan Ayew back. We won't have Wilf back because they've just knocked out Algeria, beat Algeria 3-1 and are through to the round of 16 of AFCON, go on the Ivory Coast. But Nicolas Pepe as well, playing really well in AFCON, if you didn't know, mate. He's fucking smashing it, mate.
Hopefully he can bring some of that back to Arsenal.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I think the maddest game, right, that we have to really talk about is the Leicester Tottenham game. Like, Jesus Christ, that was. For some fucking reason, I was watching the Man United Brentford game. And I just thought, I was like, yeah, I want to watch that. Because I had obviously Bruno playing in the Fantasy League, and I was like, oh, this would be interesting. Man United wearing that blue shirt, which I just think is so peng. I don't know if you guys like it at all. They're away. I think it's their away or their third kit. I just think it's peng. You know, the dark blue with the yellow.
Yeah.
That way, that's crazy. I love that shirt. But yeah, I don't know why I was watching that game, and then somehow they had 4 minutes at a time, but they managed to get the winner in the 95th and the 97th minute. So you'd love to see it, but yeah, I don't know. It's good for Palace as well. Leicester are only just above us with that lot. We're literally one spot above us, but yeah, Tottenham, they're a bit of a. We were touching on them obviously a bit earlier, but are they the team to like watch right now in terms of like pushing themselves up the table? Do you think of that top four battle?
Potentially, I think they are. As I said earlier, they are still playing quite boring football, and
they are still kind of bad at the back. Like Tanganga, Sanchez, and Ben Davies is such a bad fucking back line.
Because I think if obviously Bergwijn hadn't come on, they would have lost 2-1.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like, I think there is a bit of an element of luck in that as well, as opposed to obviously they got the result and they did it in quite a big way in sort of getting the last two goals in the 95th and the 97th minute. But how much of that is down to pure skill from the whole team and how good the whole team is? If they couldn't do it over 90 minutes, but then somehow get two lucky goals towards the end, then I think a lot of it is more down to luck than anything else. But not to take anything away from Bergwijn, because fair play, he came on in the 79th minute or whatever it was, and then obviously
it's weird because he's rubbish, Bergwijn.
Yeah, he is. He's trash, but
yeah, he's actually not too bad at like doing everything but finishing. So it's quite ironic that he got 2 goals in 2 minutes or whatever it was. But yeah, Harry Kane getting back on the score sheet. Second goal of the season, I want to say.
He's got a couple more than that.
Yeah.
You got a couple more? Oh, okay, I must have missed it. The football's becoming so thick and fast at the moment. It's actually melting my brain, and it's NFL playoffs, so it's big times at the moment. It's just everything's melting my brain at the moment. But yeah, Tottenham and Leicester are. They're 10th. They're only above us, man. I mean, they've got 2 games in hand over us, but they're 1 point above us. If you'd said that, they'd be 10th. We're only 1 point above Palace. Halfway through the season, Leicester fans would be pissed.
Yeah.
Regardless of how our teams are playing, but
Or they'd said, "Oh, Palace are in for a good season," and then you'd be like,
"Well, we're doing okay.
we're not doing terribly at all."
To be fair, we are having, considering what we were facing at the beginning of the season, we are actually having a good season. Hope long may it continue. Hopefully, the -1 goal difference still baffles me. How the fuck we've got so close to positive goal difference is just amazing for me. It's not normally we're on -11 to 20 right now.
And most of the defeats have been by 1 goal, haven't they?
Yeah, most of the defeat. I think it's when Gay and Anderson. I saw a stat. It was before the Brighton game, but we drew it, so I guess it still will be applicable. Before, I think it's Gay and Anderson when they start together at centre back. We've only lost 2 games. So and obviously, So it is what it is. We still need to.
They were both new signings this year, weren't they?
Yeah. Both new signings, both permanent signings, which is fantastic.
Like that immediately.
Yeah. We're really missing James McArthur still, but he's back in training now, so I'm looking forward to getting him back.
Speaking of players back in training, sorry to interrupt, but Harvey Elliott's back after 4 months
I saw that. That's fantastic for Liverpool. Maybe they will stop cancelling games now. Yeah. So how nothing's happened when we have the fact that they've essentially cheated with the false positives and all that, like, and sending some back and getting new ones.
So yeah, they had
bullshit.
Negative COVID tests, and then got more, sent them back or whatever, got more tests in, and then some of them came back positive. You're like, well, why did you do it in the first place if they were all negative? Like, and then turns out they weren't actually positive; they were false positives. So
such a tin pot team. They are the largest tin pot team in the world. Like the way they're running,
they've taken that crown from Arsenal.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's kind of interesting if you back the higher ups at Arsenal, and the higher ups at Liverpool, who were worse. You're weighing it up right now.
Yeah.
because FSG are just doing everything they can to blow this team to smithereens, basically.
For sure.
But,
you guys probably saw in the group chat earlier. I said to Mark, I hope you like the reference for the obviously.
I did. I didn't ask what it was, but yeah.
Just Klopp out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, shout out Mark. He's doing his thing at the moment. He might be back on at some point, but you never know when. But and if you see him posting anything on his story on Twitter about haters crying, just know that he has not said a peep in the group chat when we've all been ripping it.
Yeah.
Silence. Let that be known. Let that silence. Just absolutely nothing. And then yeah, posting on his story. What is he like? But
beat Brentford.
Like yeah, cool. Shush the haters, man. Shush the haters.
Just blocking out the haters.
Yeah, let's talk a bit relegation battle, boys. For you right now, who are you backing to go down? Obviously, we've got Burnley in 20th, Newcastle in 19th, Norwich in 18th, Watford in 17th, and Everton in 16th. Let's leave it at that because that's the closest one so far.
I think Dean Smith's doing a decent job compared to obviously where they were. Yeah. He's literally only a couple of 1 point away from getting out the relegation zone now, and they've been rock bottom since pretty much day one.
They just have a bad team. Like they just still have an awful team though. It is such a when you look at it on paper, you're like fucking hell.
They've got 3 wins over Newcastle and Burnley's 1.
Yeah, crazy. Newcastle was so bad. Like they're just doing everything so wrong. Like getting in Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, shocking.
What is that about? Like he got relegated with Bournemouth. He had that Bournemouth team that he had conceded the most goals in Premier League history, and his Newcastle team is now on course to break that record. Yeah. They signed Kieran Trippier, who in a vacuum is not actually a bad signing, but when you look at the situation they're in, go get a centre back. You don't need wing back. Go get a fucking centre back. You've got Championship standard centre backs in the Premier League. It's never going to work. Lascelles is having sneakily one of the worst seasons I've ever seen from a defender in the Premier League. And you sign Chris Wood, who, like, he's got 3 goals in however many games this season for Burnley, and now you want him to get, you need him to get double digits to keep you up, but you've got half a season to do it in.
Yeah.
And he does it in the whole season, to be fair, but he's only got half a season to do it in.
Was it 25 mil including add-ons for Chris Wood?
I think it was just 25 mil because I've seen like it was 20, but then I've seen from like since it's happened, I've seen everywhere 25. Oh, so I don't know.
Either way, 25 mil is a stupid amount for Chris Wood, and if Steve Bruce had made that signing, he would have been slated.
Oh yeah,
he would have been absolutely dragged through the mud.
Well said.
But like, it's just so like. I'm baffled. I'm lost for words because it's just like these Norwich and Newcastle do deserve to get relegated. They do. If we're going to be completely honest right now, I don't want to see Burnley go down because it's just fun having. But like, I want Watford to go down. If we're going to be honest, I hate the way they run their club and do their business, just firing and sacking managers left, right, and centre, bringing in new ones, whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just it is what like Emmanuel Dennis is a banging player though. He's a fucking great player. Yeah. He's wicked. He might be one of.
He won't be playing in the Championship next year, that's for sure.
No, he'll move on to a bigger team in the I could see him going to like a Leicester or Southampton.
I was literally just thinking Leicester.
Yeah, maybe even like a Wolves or something if Jimenez is not, because Jimenez ain't really doing it right now, which is not maybe his fault because he did have that horrific head injury, and I can understand how that probably sets you back a bit coming into the league. But yeah, I don't know, man. It'd be great to see Newcastle get relegated just to see all these Geordies pissed. Yeah. Although, how pissed will you be? Because you know you're gonna get back into the Premier League, and then
I don't think they'd be that upset because it's happened. It's not like they've been in the Premier League for ages and they don't want to lose that record or whatever. They've been relegated twice in the last 10, 12 years, so I think they're fine. Like they got the money, they know they're going to come back at some point. Although Sunderland got taken over and then got relegated twice. That would be so funny if that happened to Newcastle.
Yeah, that would be
having seen them laugh at Sunderland for doing.
That would be jokes. I was actually saying that I was rewatching Sunderland Till I Die yesterday. I finished the first season last night. It is amazing. Like it's like The Office. It's fucking quality. And you know what? I have to say, fuck Jack Rodwell.
Oh yeah,
he's an absolute piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
Like, and not only the club, like the people working in the club, like you know the cooks, the people that look after, all the club, the boot, everyone that works at lower levels in that club, he absolutely screwed them. I hope Jack Robben. I know he's playing for. He must be playing. I think he's playing abroad somewhere. I can't remember where it is.
I think he's at he might be in the A League or something.
Yeah, he is. He is in the.
Yeah,
that's a great. He plays for Western Sydney Wanderers.
That's it.
Yeah, brother, stay there.
God, he was at City before. Gone are the days where he was at City.
He was at City. But then I don't. Is it nailed on that Newcastle were going to become like a top 6 team?
No.
Because we've seen other teams like QPR and Anzi. I know they were in the Russian league, but get loads. Like QPR is probably the best one to look. They got a shitload of money for the time when they were in the Premier League. That didn't really work out too well for them. They got Tarat, and now he's like their only club legend. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because you still need footballing people, right? You can't just chuck a load of money at the situation. I mean, they've chucked 50 million.
You need to hire the right staff.
Yeah. And I know they have like enough financial fair play stuff to work with right now because they haven't spent that much money in the last however long under Mike Ashley. But they have just chucked 50 million at Kieran Trippier and Chris Wood. And if those two don't work out, and there'll be more signings like that. You're not going to have big players wanting to go to Newcastle right now. If we're going to be honest, like proper players.
No, it's going to take a while. It's going to be a long-term rebuild, and I think there's a lot of people that are thinking, yeah, they've got all this cash, they're just going to throw stupid money at players, but you need more than just 1 or 2 good players to improve that squad. And like you said earlier, bringing in Kieran Trippier, fair enough, but that's not really a position you need.
No,
so get a centre back, get a player that's actually going to make a huge difference to the club and to the team, and
a midfielder that can actually play with the ball instead of 2 Longstaff kids who just aren't that good. Or I don't even Joe Willock. You paid 25 million for Joe Willock. That's absolutely stupid.
Yeah,
like because he had good half a season. You can't just do that. Like they'll spend another 25 on Jesse Lingard now or something like that.
Yeah,
and then that's stupid as well. Like
again, to go back to QPR, like that was ultimately their downfall is how much they spent in such a short period of time, where although they did assemble a reasonable quality Premier League team, like the fact they were run so poorly at the time ended up being why they couldn't sustain a Premier League football and why they ultimately got punished for financial fair play stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I don't want to bring this thing back to Palace, but if you look at Everton, Newcastle just spent 50 million on Chris Wood and Kieran Trippier. We spent 60 million on Anderson, Gay, Olise, Edouard, and Will Hughes, who are all doing fucking jobs for us this season and playing incredibly well. They just don't have footballing people or good, sporting directors. They just don't have these people in the club, and that's what they need to get first before they start just chucking money at the situation, which then FFP is going to catch up to them. It's just so stupid.
Yeah. Speaking on the lines of FFP and transfers and stuff, we've seen as of 2024, they're changing the rules for loaning players. You can only have 6. You can only loan 6 players in and out at any one point.
Chelsea are fucked.
Yep.
Don't mind that.
All the comments that I saw were literally like Chelsea fans right now. It's just sweating. Chelsea's just gonna have to sell everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, they are literally going to have to sell everyone. That's all right though. If they've got to start doing that, I'll definitely take Conor Gallagher next season.
It's 2024 that comes in, I think. So still a couple of years off, but
hopefully, I'm just still I don't want it to happen, but I do want it to happen. I want Chelsea to sign Declan Rice because that does. I don't want him to leave West Ham, but I do kind of because then it means that we have better of a chance of getting Conor Gallagher basically. Another midfield position taken up.
But if Conor Gallagher's already on their books, would they then not bother signing Rice and keep Gallagher?
Different kind of style, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want Gallagher further up the pitch, whereas you want Rice a bit further back, right? He can obviously go forward and play up, a bit higher up the pitch, but that's not predominantly where you want Declan Rice, really, is it? No. But and you don't particularly want Conor Gallagher in a DM sort of role, really.
No.
We saw in the England game that when he was in that midfield too, it just wasn't the same as when he's in a 3, when he can have the roaming ability. So, so I don't know. It'd be interesting. But I just wanted to before we finish up, just have a look at some transfer rumours. I'm on the BBC website right now. We'll just have a look at some stuff. So basically, have you seen? Bayern Munich are looking to sell off Lewandowski in the summer because 33 his deal ends in June 2023, so next summer. So I guess, and he's not looking to sign a new contract. So I'm guessing they're just going to want to cash in as much as they can. If he's got one year left on his contract and he's 33, but he is Robert Lewandowski, what do you think his going price is?
Well, for a team that wants to win now, say, I don't think Man United would go after him, but say, for example, Man United, they'd probably be willing to part with a fair bit for him. I mean, how much did they spend on Van Persie when he was, 31?
Yeah, true.
Something like that, slowing down.
But he was that final piece for them to just win the title.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But I think Lewandowski could have a similar impact on a team like that.
Yeah, true.
Maybe even like Barcelona or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know if he'd fit their style, but a team like in the kind of state like that, just below where they want to be, he is the kind of player that can just take you to the next level.
100%. Just obviously, Ollie, you brought up the fact about how long will Cristiano Ronaldo want to stay at Man United if they don't, or how many years has he got left? Well, apparently this is reported by the Sun, so take it with a pinch of salt. But Ronaldo's representatives have told Man United that he will be looking to leave Old Trafford in the summer if the club fail to get Champions League football. So, I mean, what do you guys make of that?
Makes sense. Doesn't surprise me, really.
Yeah.
You can tell he's not happy. I don't think he likes Ragnick.
No, he'll want to get in a manager that he likes, and then it's just like, how can you can't really do that when he's like a fucking 36-year-old, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's realistically only going to be playing for maximum like a couple more years.
Yeah, and then who'd you get? Like,
yeah,
is a Ten Hag going to go there?
Watch him just be player manager next season. Scrap Ragnick and then
it would be very Man
Ronaldo's player
United to retire, and then he just takes over management.
Yeah, straight away.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
it is the LeBron of football. They are so similar in so many different ways.
They're manager killers. That's what they are.
Yeah, they run the team, and they've been like the best in the game for like 20 years.
Yeah,
and they're both just completely physical freaks of just how like the standard of like fitness they're at and how much they take care of their bodies and stuff.
And they're both on teams where the surrounding cast do absolutely fuck all. So
I think Messi and Curry is another parallel. I think they're more like LeBron and Ronaldo.
Yeah, because I guess you could say Messi and Curry both changed the game completely.
They're more like on like finesse level. Whereas
LeBron
and Ronaldo are like hard fucking work.
Impact on the game is altered how people play football. Do you know what I mean? So,
natural talent and like
talent and
grace.
You got hard work and graft. Yeah.
I've always thought of Ronaldo as he's a machine. He's built himself to be the way he is, but Messi's pure natural talent.
Yeah, for sure. But he's at PSG now, so go fuck himself. Anyone at PSG can do that. Barcelona in advanced talks with Andres Christensen, so maybe that's the reason why he's not playing too much, boys. That would actually be a fantastic move for Barcelona. I don't know how they're gonna activate him, because they've only just managed to do it with Ferran Torres, and they signed him fucking ages ago. I don't know.
All the players are having to take like wage deductions and stuff like that to be able to for them to be able to register and sign these players.
Yeah, sure. Look, Chelsea are interested in signing 17-year-old Spanish midfielder Gavi, who has a £42 million release clause in his Barcelona contract. That would be mental. He does look like a very class player. Obviously, they're favouring Pedri over him, which is fair enough, because that Pedri kid is nuts, man. Like, he played like 70-odd games last year. Altogether, I think it was. And yeah, he's just wicked.
It's more than one a week.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That is fucking great. But you think about it, it's crazy now, but it's not crazy. It wasn't crazy, but Lampard was doing like 70 games a season, year in, year out for England and Chelsea and stuff like that, in all the what they were playing. But it just
I figured out recently. I saw Cristiano Ronaldo has played quickly. He's played 184 times for Portugal. So that's like 4-5 league seasons worth of football on top of the 20
of
years
the league,
of professional football. He's not really
and
playing.
going to like the final of the Champions League, like or going to the latest of the Champions League and all
and
competitions every
tournaments,
season. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That is nuts. He's a machine. Like, yeah, I don't know. Where do you guys? This is Where do you guys fall on that side of Messi and Ronaldo? We don't have to get into it, but just off your heads, where do you fall on? I'm a Ronaldo fan.
I've always lent more to Ronaldo. Yeah.
I think I agree.
But I've always been more of a Madrid than Barcelona guy myself, anyway. Growing up as a kid, I love Real Madrid, so I don't know.
I think the only real thing that proper tips it for me is that kind of Ronaldo's kind of proved it across a few different leagues now. Messi goes to PSG.
You do it in the Premier League. That's it for me. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's having the complete range of skills as well.
Yeah.
Rather than obviously what Messi does, he's better at doing what Messi does than Ronaldo is. Dribbling and beating people. But Ronaldo was in his prime, was the full shebang.
I would have quite liked to see Messi leave Barca when he was slightly younger, just to see if it is maybe he's getting on a bit now, and the fact that he's obviously playing in a shit league. That's the real issue, or if it's just
he's not even doing it in the league.
Well, that's the
all
thing,
his goals have come in the Champions League, which I guess you could say is even more impressive, I suppose. But
I think that's why they bought him, though.
They're not going to win it. They're still not going to win it.
No, definitely not. I would have liked to have seen Messi do it at a slightly younger age or whatever, but yeah, he's now in a good team, but in a trash league, so it's not amazing for him.
Yeah. But I'll just have a H. This is one for you, mate. I don't know too much about the guy, but West Ham are targeting Blackburn's Ben Brenton Diaz.
Fantastic
Do you know?
player. Fantastic. Huh? Yeah. He was, until last year, he was just called Ben Brereton.
Okay.
But he got called up by Chile in the Copa America last year because his mum is from Chile, which, a complete surprise to everyone. Yeah. Now he came. He scored the winner in their first game or something at Copa America, and then became like an instant national hero. And since then, he's been absolutely unreal for Blackburn. Whereas his first two seasons, the fans weren't that keen on him because he wasn't really getting any goals or anything. But this season, absolutely tearing it up this season.
Oh, nice.
He's like, for how tall he is as well, he's absolutely rapid.
How tall is he? Is he a big lad?
He's on the taller side of things.
Okay.
1.85 metres, so he's about 6'1" or something.
6'1", that's impressive though.
But yeah, he's quick, man.
Fair enough. I'm just having a look. Ollie, one of a hero of yours, Thierry Henry, is in the running to be the next Bordeaux manager.
Blimey.
That'd be interesting.
Oh,
Man who's failed at every club he's been at.
That has just triggered a little thought that I had. An Arsenal player and an unnamed Arsenal player is being investigated by the FA due to a suspicious betting activity.
We're taking bets on who it is.
It was suspicious that he didn't get a red. That's what's suspicious.
Yeah, no, it was.
That he went a whole game without getting a red.
Yeah.
Is it Xhaka?
No, it's unnamed at the moment. I don't know. I read through some of the comments, but a lot of it was just talk about Xhaka.
I've seen the incident.
Yeah.
It was the time wasting incident he did against. I don't know who you're playing.
I'm just having a look.
So it is Xhaka then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
it is Xhaka.
Why is that suspicious? Why is that suspicious betting activity?
You were 4-1 up. You were 4-1 up with like 5 minutes left, and he took so long to take a free kick.
But that's just running out the clock, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it wasn't even injury time yet, but.
Yeah, but
what's the thing? So what is this all about?
So essentially, someone, not a player, but someone has put a bet down, and there's been suspicious betting activity around him getting
like a flurry of bets,
a card.
Yeah, it does make sense.
But at the same time, why is that suspicious?
So he got himself a card. They think he may have got himself a card by time wasting, but not taking the free kicks. The ref had to give me. I see. I'm with you now.
But if the deal had been like get a yellow card after this point, or he'd been trying the whole game to get a yellow card and failed, then he thought, oh, this is a good way I can get a yellow card, so I just take fucking 8.
I don't understand why it's suspicious that Xhaka getting a card.
No, it's not at all. It's not
he gets cards every game.
Yeah, the least suspicious player in the Premier League to get booked.
Yeah, especially at Arsenal.
Oh yeah, like he he gets yellow cards all the time. Like that is his game. Like that's what he does.
Yep.
He's awful. But you know, it is what it is. Hopefully, he won't be at Arsenal too much longer. I can't imagine he'll be staying in the Premier League too much longer either after post Arsenal. But I feel like that might be a good place to stop things, boys.
Yeah.
It's been a good podcast today. Lovely chatting with y'all. We'll be back next Thursday. I think we're going to keep to Thursdays. It seems to be the best day, I think, for everyone, right? To sort of get on here.
Yeah.
So we'll keep to Thursdays, and we'll be doing more of reviewing, previewing, just chatting general football stuff. Because I'm sure by the time next week, the January transfer window will be pretty much done. There'll still be a few days left of signings, but I'm sure we'll see a few more people come through the door and go out the exit
27th next Thursday, so be a couple of days left. But
we got a week worth of potential people, you know, getting signed and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to you guys for being here today. Make sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and do all that good stuff. Hit notification bells for the Footy Fetish podcast. We're above here. You know, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, Twitch, YouTube, all the good places to come follow us and for your weekly content on the old football. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a bit, you know, hopefully we'll have Bards here next week. You never know. We can talk a bit of Man United shop. It's always fun to talk about that with him and wind him up. And yeah, hey, just quickly before we go, Reading, give us a quick synopsis. What's happening?
All right, see you later, guys. Yeah, it's all good. No, it's absolute shambles, mate. It's diabolical.
Okay.
I think we'll need a full podcast to talk
we'll need
about
a full
it.
podcast on that. Yeah.
I won't, you can if you like, but I won't think so.
I'm working that day.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Thanks everyone for watching, and peace.
I feel like Skip Mask.